for it. Welcome everyone to the Bell Beyond. Let's start a new expedition. Oh dear, peace cold. Of flag and white, as a sailor begs their pledge. That in the dark they'll brace themselves. For horror still ahead. Of homes they'll dream. Of warmth long lost, and chased to Frostworld's edge. A hunger draws the desperate here. It's one that can't be fed. What will we do when still hearts break and courage does absent? I'll lead these souls, so help the gods, out of the pale beyond. Nice, let's get ourselves in the mood. Let's begin our journey. See, the camera is covering a little bit. I think we'll be fine. Temperance. Alrighty. Crew wanted. Able-bodied crew wanted for dangerous expedition. Months of darkness. Low wages. Slim chance of safe return. Glory to be had in the event of success. Address of a leave. You are alone in the office. The tea in your hand has long since gone cold. It's perfectly adequate. Looking around the room, can make out a collection of military books. On the desk is a ship in a bottle. A metronome ticks away steadily. It's harmless. A simple reminder of the time you've spent waiting. It stops. You hear footsteps climbing the stairs that brought you here. Door behind you swings open. Captain bounds past you to the other side of the desk. Do you have all your teeth? Have enough to get by? Can never be too careful. Captain sits down. It's little things you can lose people to. Are you speaking from experience? How many people have died under your supervision? None. Meaning you're either perfect for the job, a liar, or you've never been in command. If I was a liar, I wouldn't be in this room. Please, take a seat. The chair is uncomfortably large. The seat feels warm. I'm Captain Hunt. Pleasure is mine. Robin Shaw. Hope you weren't waiting too long. It's fine. There's been a lot of candidates. Some good, some bad. Interesting mix. I'm sure you understand the need for discretion. It all seems a bit convoluted for a sailing job. Not in the habit of trumpeting my work to every would-be sailor on the street. Need to know if you're right for the job first. He looks down at his list of questions. Were you born a landlubber or a sea dog? Go with mixed. If I knew, I would tell you. Been all over. But I'm here now. Mutwash. Plenty of those joining. Myself included. Military experience. We're gonna go with merchant. Sail the merchant lines, 12 years. There we go. Very good. What did you trade in? Anything we'll get our hands on. Have you ever fired a weapon? Yes. Have you ever killed a man? Directly or otherwise? No. Not married? better not have a death wish. One must believe they'll return to justify living in the first place. Any less, and you're doing yourself a disservice. Months of darkness. Low wages. Slim chance of safe return. That didn't deter you, did it? Quite the opposite. It's why I'm here. A thirst for adventure, then. I keep that to yourself around the other sailors. They might drown you in it. We're here to find the ship in that bottle. The Viscount. Heard of it? No. He clears his throat. 5 years ago, she set sail on a research expedition towards the Death Peninsula. They were trying to find and study the absolute magnetic south. Strange name for a ship. Can't all be named for dukes and princes. Viscount wasn't always hereditary. It was an earned title. Once. Admirals certainly loved their metaphors, almost as much as their medals. Anyway, the point is she never came back. Her last known location was 200 miles south of land, presumed lost to the ice. We're supposed to be chasing the ship? Exactly. Okay. 5 years is a bit late. Probably dead. Alive or not, their research is supposedly of extreme importance. So here's what we do know. Now, one personal thing has been heard from the Viscount since it first left port. Until now. Until now. Someone was found who claims to have been on that ship. Can I speak to them? No, they're dead. But their testimony seems to have outlived them. Those with more money than sense want that old ship. That's the job. If I don't pick the first mate, somebody else will. My judge of characters got me this far. Who's financing all this? The usual. Film and lecture rights have been sold, of course. We're in the process of signing off on a final benefactor for the expedition. They've even donated the ship. We'll be traveling on board the Temperance. She's a beauty. Greenwood. Generational. Not many like it left these days. The Viscount and the Temperance. Sister ships. Built together. Sent out into this world to die alone. You seem to love metaphor yourself. Indeed. Perhaps that makes me a hypocrite. But I like to think one calls out for the other. So what do you think? When can I start? Not many are as eager as you. Anyway, I think I've heard enough. We leave in a month. Got the job. Welcome aboard, show. Proverbially speaking. Don't you need more information? Know if I'm a captain worth his salt. Work with people, not professions. Sooner trust a good carpenter than a cruel sailor to save me from drowning. But alas, I'll see you on the Temperance. Alright, good. Good start of the journey. Seems like a nice guy. Let's see. You arrive at the docks, month to today. Before you lies the ship, letters on its side read Temperance. You walk the couple to the boarding ramp. Beside is a sharply dressed man, overseeing the loading of cargo. He turns to you with a stern expression. You can feel his eyes assessing you. He's unable to place you. May I have your name? Robin Shaw. Of course. That will make you the captain's choice for first mate, correct? I'm Mr. Templeton. Shall be operating as Chief Science Officer on this expedition. I'm also the incumbent representative of our benefactor. Do, however, consider myself and my team at you and the captain's disposal. I look forward to working together. I expect you to be up for the task. Some of the layabouts Hunt hired are questionable, at best. No doubt I need an information you're for this. You're second only to Captain Hunt himself. Though I must warn you that you have quite a task ahead. The rubble I spent the afternoon sorting are the same that you'll have to whip into shape. Punctuality, schedule, street adherence is what we need if this expedition is to succeed. Expect you to be organized or not have been assigned a role otherwise. I thought there would be much issue. We can only hope. Your role is more strenuous than it would first seem. Let me know when you're ready to depart. Less valuable time we waste here, the better. You'll be gone for quite a while. It will be some time before you see the city again. The young man stands on the ram, steeling himself for the journey ahead. Okay. Hesitantly, he begins to drag his feet up the ram and onto the ship. Hunt's description of the ship was accurate. Near identical to the Viscount, barring some modern additions. Oh, look at the lifeboats. They have the same dragon on the front part. That's really cool. Ooh, the music. Nice. Pale Beyond. Blue flag on top? That's weird. It's been a month. Hunger draws the desperate here. It's one that can't be fed. What will you do when still heart breaks and courage has its turn? I'll lead these souls. Also, this is what we wrote, right? Oh, I'll lead the souls, so help the gods, out of the pale beyond. First mate show, personal log. It's been 1 month since signed on, and 1 week since we've set sail aboard the Temperance. I'm told the waters will get warmer as we pass the hemisphere, before they turn colder. Never been on a ship like this before. Sturdy. It's hard to imagine how many creatures smaller before us. Proposed incessantly. The roaring machinery should see this old steward of the sea through the ice, and us with it. There are now 22 of us, including the captain. Our next port will be our last before we enter the ice, to pick up the remaining 4 members of the crew. The scouting team. Hunt is also keen to work out a deal on a pack of sleighing dogs. The crew are a strange lot, echocentric as the ship itself. Okay. Joe. Captain wants you at the helm. Good. He lives. Crow's Nest currently stands unoccupied. Scouting team are expected to join at the next port. For the castle door appears to be locked. Door to Hunt's cabin is shut tight. Captain himself is busy at the helm. You ascend the stairs to the stern and find the old captain manning the helm of the ship. Rowing! Lovely day for it, isn't it? It is indeed, Captain. Days like this, I make sure to do my share of the sailing. He thinks for a moment before stepping aside and stretching out a ringed hand. Did you ever take the helm in the merchant navy? Or were you stuck carrying crates? Why don't you give it a try? Grip the wheel of the ship and feel the weight of the waves in your arms. Okay, we can move around. Sometimes it like teleports. The memory in your muscles rear themselves as you begin to move in time with the ship and the wind. Easy. There you have it. Fantastic. I try to get a sense of where we are. Get some perspective. Peaceful, isn't it? Okay. Takes the wheel back from you. Think I'll drink the morning in a little longer. Would you mind preparing my quarters for the day of work? There's much to do. Alright, so... Pristine furnished up. Secure to the floor. Luxury to be had on the ice. Classical painting, depicting sailors in battle with the Kraken. An old folk story, known to all Captain Seamus. Was it Hamish? You make out a variety of papers, notes and maps, as well as a sealed letter with a stamp. The desk itself is suspended with ropes to keep its safety in place. Okay, we're in week 1, as you can see over here. You take a seat at the end of the room. Captain joins you. Let's run through our provisions before taking requests. 23 souls signed onto this expedition, ourselves included. 16 free to be assigned to tasks, if they aren't already busy. Rest are deployed to their permanent stations. Only able to deploy crew who you have discovered, as being good health and not otherwise deployed to another post. Okay. Pick up scouting crew. A lot of us also seem to be in good spirits. Expedition will end if you end the week with no decorum left. Enough provisions for at least 6 months in case of emergency. If you cannot afford the minimum food rations, crew will become malnourished. Unless cured, will develop into scurvy. Prevents crew from working, eventually killing them at the end of the week. More than enough fuel to see us through and there back again. Colder temperatures will increase the minimum fuel required at the end of the week. Cannot afford the minimum, crew will become freezing. Freezing status will develop into frostbite. Prevents crew from working, eventually killing them at the end of the week. The sledding dogs, well, they are still a matter of negotiation. Dogs will be needed to send sledding teams out to gather resources on the ice. Sending hunts out further requires a greater amount of dogs. They will rest and become available between the weeks. Okay. So we have 2 people. Let's go with Cardinal first. Have you agreed upon my conditions? Oh, look at the doggy. Doggy. To the point, huh? This is Lady Cardinal. Cardinal here is to provide us with a kennel of hounds for the sleds. Our agreement was that she would train them up until we part ways at the nearest island, but you neglected to inform me that you were bringing my dogs through the Pale Passage. Had no intention of sending the pack to its death. You seem to have good faith in this expedition. It's one thing to ask from a whole kennel, not to drag them into the ice to chase them in. Never before has a buyer been so dishonest. And never before has a seller made such strong demands. Lady Cardinal? Moniker given to me by the locals of the city. On account of her vernacular. Okay. Funny out that you seem to have researched me as much as you have my kennel. I'd like to know who I'm negotiating with. Regardless, sure. She demands we allow her to come along as a member of the crew. None on the ship have the experience and familiarity with these dogs. If you are taking them to such brutal location, they will need me to guide them if we have any chance of survival. Humans are bored too, of course. You can see my dilemma, Shaw. Bringing in another member of the crew is a risk. Our hands might be tied. Your thoughts? Let's go with this. No harm in having an expert. Good point, Shaw. This deal is already to your benefit. Have anyone aboard with extensive training in the management and ruling of dogs? Sleds are useless if you can't control the dogs sufficiently enough to hold them. Would like to ensure my dogs are treated properly. Welcome aboard. Invaluable. Have a room prepared for you, below deck. No need, you'll find me in the forecastle with the dogs. Okay, we've chosen to take her with us, yes? So we'll see how that develops. I'm hoping not making a mistake, Shaw. Okay, we got the doggies. A sailor enters. We found a stowaway in the lower hold. Okay. So this is stowaway. You're not the first stowaway we've had. Captain studies them further. You know where we're heading, don't you? I do. The eyes. Did you know that before you climbed inside that crate? I did, sir. Har. How old are you? You're hardly a useful pair of hands. I can pull my weight, sir. Do you know your jivum from your bowsprit? I do. I learned it all from my dad. Your dad? He's Ward's son. Follow him on board back in the city. Should we do with him, Captain? Show. Your first mate. What should we do with him? So, what should we do? I'm gonna keep him. Why? You need all the help you can get. This young man wants to help. Consider yourself part of the crew. Sure to keep your nose clean and follow orders. Thank you, sir. Captain, not sir. Hi, Captain. Stowaway joins the two sailors below deck. Now a member of the crew. It seems the leader has a new runt. Hope the rest won't mind sharing their rations. Where's the father? We'll keep an eye on them. Matters sorted. Alright. Good. Now that that's all settled, I have one more errand for you to run. You grab the Stoke brothers and order them to meet me up deck for after dinner. Hefty lads, red hair. Couldn't mistake them for any other. Haven't met all the crew yet. Stokes have been serving me for years. They'll be down on the middle deck. In the meantime, you should grab a copy of the crew manifest and get acquainted with more of the crew. Okay. Okay. Upon closer inspection, you make out the ship's photographer, Kasia Belfort, balanced on the ship mast with her camera, lining up a photo. Snapping a shot, she clambers down, only noticing you on her landing. Officer Shaw. It's about time I met the first officer of this ship. Kasia Belfort. Nice to meet you, Kasia. Suppose there was some sort of rule against what I was doing up there. Deepest apologies, but sometimes there's a shot you just cannot pass up. Accomplished photographer. Won the Fendler Prize, highest honor in journalism. Her work covering plague outbreaks and riots in the capital. Came as a surprise to many that such a reputable journalist would take such an interest in this expedition. There was scarcely any chance of Hunt or the benefactor turning her away. You expected someone of her accolades to be older, more experienced, likely her first time on the sea like this. Inexperience is a matter of interest, but her accolades speak for themselves. The cold game. Victor Dar's hair. For the peace on this voyage, I'm trying to come up with a snappy name. Nobody will read it if the title sounds like the work of an amateur. Sounds fine to me. Kasia places a finger to her chin, squinting her eye in though. It's not perfect, but it's a work in progress. Plenty of time. Haven't even hit the ice yet. Just all so exciting already. Supposing you experience the open ocean is the home of a mundan. Though I suppose you never traveled this far south on the merchant lines. That's a shame, looking out on that open ocean. Don't know how anyone could find it though. No wonder the great explorers like Kurt Darling would always come back to it. He'll be joining us at next port, Kurt Darling. Okay. Should get his picture at some point. Kasia holds up her camera with a sense of pride, before holding it up to her face. Sense he'll show. Captain sent me to grab a copy of the manifest. Oh yes, I'm putting together a manifest of the crew for you. She hands you an annotated document. Here it is, the crew's manifest. Okay. Corvid, Smurf, these two came with the stowaway. It is Joe who told me to go with the captain. Okay, Templeton, Hunt, and Kasia herself. Okay. Work in progress. Scout team are to join us at the next port, and the captain's forbidden me from the boiler room. If you could ask the others to get their portraits taken, I'd be very grateful. Don't want to leave anyone out. Thank you. I'll not disturb you of your work any further, officer. Have a few more shots I want to get before the sun lowers anyhow. Safe shots, officer. Don't worry. You leave her to her work. Okay, so the yellow one is the one to advance in terms of the story, and the rest are places you can interact with, like Captain Cabins. Yeah, so he's here. We can't talk with him anymore. So let's go with these two Johns. You spot a large man with a youthful gait, carrying a heavy crate over his shoulder with relative ease. Oh, you're Officer Shaw. He gives a bright, warming smile. Two Johns. That's why they call me. Sure you'll get your nickname later. Two Johns attempts to offer a handshake, but loses control of the crate. Struggles, before firmly holding it in place with both hands. Ah, maybe later. Work awaits. Okay, so we've spoken with one that we didn't know. He's here. So we have 5. Who is this guy? Okay. Let's go below. Alright, remember, we're looking for the two brothers. Is there any way for us to... Nope. One of the crew, a red-headed man with a thick beard, sits proud, playing on an ivory accordion. These are like some Viking runes, right? He spots you and ceases in his playing. Need something? Was looking for the Stoke brothers. Emergency? Just a meeting with Hunt. Could be, I'm not sure. Could be, I'm not sure. Speaking to one of them, grimly Stoke. We'll head up after dinner. You can go now. The man gestures to the cook across the room before resuming his playing. Okay. Alrighty. I guess I'll have to call them for dinner now. The crew have their meal. It passes in relative silence. And that's the evening, yes. They return to their posts. The hammocks are unfurled in preparation for the evening. Twilight falls. Okay, that must be his dad, yes? With the stowaway. Over dinner, you overhear the newly picked up stowaway speaking with a one-armed man. But da, your lucky hand didn't throw you overboard. Look at his eye. Have a mind to do that myself? Come on, da. I'm here to help. Better know that involves work. Don't expect special treatment. I won't. You're an impossible child, Timmy. Okay. Good. Alright, so that's gonna be the end of the first episode of this new game. Yes, The Pale Beyond. Hope you all enjoyed. Give it a thumbs up. Follow, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.